All right, we're just going to break down this stereotype. And you're like, what are you talking about, Erica? Well, it's the stereotype of men and their emotional struggles in relationships. Now, if you're a single guy and you're watching this, you're like, I'm not even in a relationship, Erica. I'm like, yeah, that's even more of a reason why you should watch this right now to really start working and implementing this today. Because I'm telling you what, I've been working with people for 15 years, and this is a real struggle that I see people that end up in divorce or who are in very unhappy marriages, or even single men who cannot seem to connect with women. And it all stems from the same place. Now, I've been advocating for men for a long time because for me, I could step out of it and see the bigger picture. And that was this thing that, I don't know about you, but, I've been coaching men, and I don't know if you've heard this, but a lot of my clients would say to me, Erica, I grew up in a household where it wasn't okay for me to talk about my emotions, share my emotions, even feel my emotions. Like my dad would call me weak. He would tell me I'm a man, don't cry. Has that happened to you? Did you grow up in that kind of household? And listen, I've seen even in my comments, and this is something every time I see it, it's so sad and disappointing when I see a man go, yeah, but if I show my emotions, if I show vulnerability to a woman, she's just gonna walk out and leave me. She's gonna see me as weak. And what I wanna say, if that's you and you're watching, you're like, I can't even watch this video, Erica, because of that right there. This is my belief that women will just abandon me when I show them my vulnerability, when I show them that I don't have everything together. Here's a reality check. Is that woman is weak emotionally, because a person who is strong emotionally, an emotional warrior, as I like to call them, they understand that when they go through struggles, of course, their partner, of course, a man is going to go through the same struggles. And so that takes a strong person to be able to hold space, to have empathy, and to have the intelligence, the emotional intelligence to go, yeah, of course, just because a guy has, a pair of balls between his legs doesn't mean he's gonna not have challenges emotionally. So it's like throwing the baby out with the bathwater. It's like saying, I'm never gonna show my heart. I'm never gonna show my emotions to a woman because of one idiot who didn't have the emotional intelligence to support you. So you're gonna just throw out your whole life of living from your heart, living as a free person to be able to communicate what's actually going on inside of you so that you can get the support and love that you need, instead of just going to the bar with your buddies and going, yeah, me and my girl just broke up. Oh, too bad. Here, have another beer. That doesn't solve shit. That doesn't solve anything. It's like, no wonder why the suicide rate for men is so high. Why men are so lonely these days, because men have been taught to stuff and bury and bury and bury, and their other fellow brothers don't know how to support them in that, don't have the emotional capacity. Then you go get on YouTube and you watch some a-hole who thinks he knows what an alpha male is. I've seen so many of these joke of a men who inside you can tell that they're empty, they're angry, they're resentful, they're shallow, they're hollow. Why? Because they're not living from their hearts. And so I understand why so many men struggle with this, because they have had society after over years of history being told, you don't share this, you don't talk about this, you stuff this in, you go outside, you work, you pay the bills, it doesn't matter. What does matter is that you bring home the bacon, that you earn a paycheck, but that is not the truth. And at the end of the day, a woman wants to connect with you. She wants to connect with your heart. She wants to feel you. She wants to know what's going on inside of you. And there are ways that you can structure this conversation so that it's respected, that you don't feel like a wimp, that you don't feel like a joke, and that she will respect you. Now, I made this whole masterclass about how people that I work with, my clients who are getting success, a free masterclass, by the way, that they're making these shifts. They're realizing that the old way of doing things isn't serving them. It's keeping them single, it's keeping them alone, and they cannot continue on with this. Otherwise, they will end up alone for the rest of their lives. And these are people who are committing to making shifts on the inside so that they can get the love that they really want, that they can quit BSing through life and go, love really matters to me. I want to have a partner. I want to have a companion. I want to have someone to make passionate love to. I want to go on adventures with someone, and I am willing to make the change. And if that's you, go get that free masterclass. It will change your life. But when you've had society constantly beating you up and telling you, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't be like this, of course you're not going to know how, because why would you try to learn something that's been shut down in you since day one, that were told you never had access to, that it wasn't your right? Well, that's BS. And today we are changing that. I give you the permission to have a voice in these things. You have permission, one, to even feel these things. I think so many men don't even know how to feel this stuff. It's like you go out and you get busy. You throw yourself in sports, you throw yourself in work, you throw yourself in pornography, you throw yourself out in, a promiscuous lifestyle. You throw yourself in all these other things, or video games. You just numb everything by playing video games because you're so terrified of feeling. And it's like, babe, what you do not allow yourself to feel will be the fear that chases you for the rest of your life, because those feelings stay inside and they grow, they expand over time, and then they eventually begin to swallow you whole. It's why so many people have depression, anxiety, so many mental health challenges, because there are trapped emotions, there are trapped things that you're experiencing that you're not allowing yourself to feel. And what you don't feel, you don't heal. I'm sure you've heard that before. And listen, you're on the journey to become a whole man, not to live your life as this broken shell of a man. And that's what women are wanting. They're wanting a man that she can connect with his heart, that she can feel him, that she can know who he is. She can know what's going on, what makes him happy, what makes him sad, what makes him feel fearful or threatened or afraid. What is it that makes him brave? But if you continue to go through that relationship very shallow, never giving her access to those places of your heart, then she never gets to know you. And I hear from so many men, I don't want a woman who wants me for my money. I want her to want me for the real me. But she doesn't get to know the real you if you keep hiding that, if you keep stuffing it, if she never ever gets to hear it from your mouth. What is going on inside of you? What is going on inside of your heart? That's why you have to get this masterclass, because it is going to start shifting how your mind works around this. But listen, you cannot go around blaming women for not accepting the real you when you cannot even accept the real you. So today we are going to change that. You are going to start accepting yourself, because it's about damn time, because you're worthy to be accepted for all of you, not just the good places that look brave and strong that you show everybody else, but even the places inside that are hurting because someone in your past touched you when they weren't supposed to. When that father berated you and beat you down, when your mother ignored you when she should have been nurturing you and supporting you, when your father ignored you because he threw himself into work. Listen, this is not about history repeating itself. This is about you taking a stand and going, God damn it, I feel these things and they hurt and they're painful, and I'm going to allow myself to feel them, and I'm not going to run from them anymore. And I'm going to allow people to have access to those places in my heart, because I cannot continue to suffer in silence. This is the dilemma that men face. And this is a struggle that really breaks down relationships. And it's never going to change until you find the courage to go, I have to be willing to do something differently. And if this is speaking to you, I want to hear in the comment section, what part of this really spoke to you? And make sure you give it a thumbs up, because this is a powerful message that other people need to hear. Because guess what? You're not the only one suffering. There are men all around you that show up to work every day with a brave face, but are silently dying on the inside. And so when you give this a thumbs up, it tells YouTube this message has to get out there, because there are other suffering brothers who need to hear this. There are other people who are failing in their marriages. They're failing as a single man because they're trying to be this image of what society told them they should be, but they're failing inside because they feel so alone, they feel so lost, hopeless, and afraid. You guys, we've got to change this. We've got to change this. But first, it starts with you. And let me tell you something. You are lovable, my darling. No matter what's happened to you, no matter what person has shamed you for feeling, every feeling is valid and it's beautiful and they are lovable. You are so loved. And I can't tell you how many times I've had men email me and they said, I heard you say that I was loved on one of your videos and I broke down crying, Arica, because I've never heard that before. And if that's you, I want you to know, baby doll, you are so loved and you matter so, so much. And if I need to say that on every YouTube for your heart to believe that, then I will do so. But it matters that you know that you matter. So this is how we start shifting things in our relationship with women, in your relationship with women, as a single man, as a married man, as a man who's in a relationship. And if you're struggling, it starts by, one, with you allowing yourself to start feeling things and not stuffing them. And then, get that the masterclass, because there is a safe way to share this. I'm not encouraging men to just go, here's my heart to any woman. Because listen, there are some women who are just as emotionally weak out there as there are emotional weak men. And you don't want to grant a woman who is not strong in herself access to your vulnerable places. That's not what I'm saying here, okay? I want to get very clear on that. That is not what I'm saying. You share these parts of you with people who have shown themselves to be respectful to you, that they have given you compassion and empathy, and that you know they're not going to take your secrets and go and share them with everyone else, because they also have been vulnerable with you and they expect the same thing out of you as well. So we want to be able to share this out of respect with some good boundaries. And listen, I'll show you how to do all that. Make sure you get that masterclass to really support you in that. So that's not what I'm saying. But before we even get there, before you even get to sharing it with another woman or another person, you have to start in the privacy of your own home by allowing yourself to start feeling these things. To quit numbing out with video games, work, porn, alcohol, sports, gym time, all these things that you do to feel better so that you don't have to feel what's going on underneath. Listen, it is like cancer, and whether you can see it or not, it's slowly eating you away. And not only that, it's severing any capacity that you have to actually be able to connect, to be able to be loved for the real you. So the only way that we break the stereotype for men when they're struggling with being emotional and they're dating and relationships is to start with you. That's really where it starts. We can't always change the world unless we're willing to change ourselves. So know that you matter. And listen, I've got this video next here to really support you. Make sure you watch that. These videos can change your life if you actually really listen to them, take notes, and then practically apply them. I get men all the time who send me pictures of their wife and their children, and they said, I just watched your YouTube videos and I was able to bring in my wife. So maybe it's just watching my YouTube videos, but if you need a little bit further, then go get that masterclass, because I would love to support you in a deeper capacity. So I will see you in the comment section. Be loved, and know that it starts with you giving yourself permission to feel, to break the stereotypes. I'll see you soon.